So I can just go across the road. There's people. I don't want to record the people.
I try to stay away from that. They've already been done this once. I'd rather learn from something completely different. So, oh, I forgot we have a pop along.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel horrible now. Oh, in 2.5. Okay. So, just in case you like stop. Okay.
Sorry.
Break something?
Yeah.
Have around us when we do spread out, because this is the way this one's going to work. Every single place we go to is going to have a different layout of how we operate. This one, I'm going to tell you the history, and we're going to spread out, staying away from the cars. I'll do 1 or 2 round robins with everybody, writing down a lot of notes, seeing what's going on with your places, asking more personal questions, and then I'll regroup us and give you all of the answers and show you how it's tied together. This is where I start withholding information on purpose. All you communication device people, I'm not going to be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red barn. You're going to get your answers from your communicator of how this goes. Hopefully, and when we spread out, you guys are not going to be able to influence each other. We'll see how this works. So, welcome to a parking lot next to a trash dumpster. Super great, right? I know. That's what you all paid for. Gets a little dirty and goes up. Well, you and I are going to talk a little bit more about that device when everybody spreads out. So, somebody keep you behind. So, with that said, Annie, might want to put that for me.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
It's all right. So what is this place? It used to be the Eliza and Charles Pinckney Mansion. The mansion sat in the front of the space, and Eliza's garden lined up with 5-star restaurant over there, and it came all the way across. And in the back of the space is where the servant slave quarters were for the home. That's the layout of the land. Who the hell were they? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. People from the time periods we're discussing tonight are all going to have the same damn names. I need to know which one it is in the event that the name Charles shows up on a spirit box. Hopefully it shows up on a different one. They're all 3 different men. So, by the way, can anybody not remember what my name was? I have 10 of you to remember. You guys have 1. Let's see who wins.
Rick.
Now, I just said it out loud. I just wanted to see if somebody was going to confess. But anyway, we're going to son and a nephew, Charles and Charles, were both signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. It's a big deal for us, but I hate politics more than all of you combined. We are going to move on. If I don't give the gentleman that recognition for signing the Constitution, they will do it for me in a nasty manner. So I just give it to them every night and move on. Eliza. She marries Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I said it slowly because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she married, do not expect numbers from the colonial times when young ladies got married at 12 and 14. Think of today's standards, because the husband was over double her age when they married. Kind of a creepy age gap then, creepy age gap now. I'm just going to put that out there. Moving on. She married him because her father was over in England. Give me 1 second. He's over in England and he thinks he's dying. He's going to bring all of his kids home one last time so we can see him. Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here and got married. It is 1744. You do not get married in that year to earn a green card in this country because we're not a country yet. That's how that went. This is a true love story, everybody. There is nothing horrific about this location. It is a place of respect. Moving on. She was correct. Dad did not die right away. And instead, from England, he's sending her gifts. And one of those gifts happens to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant that makes blue dye that makes your blue jeans blue. That's how we use it today. When she got those seeds, no idea what to do with it. Had to learn from her servants how to keep it going because it's not always hot here. And she had to learn how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of Dad overseas and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill in price. They were going to make a killing with the indigo. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. Something absolutely unheard of. Now, that's the boring business stuff with Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit. That's why you guys showed up. So, with all the communicators, I'm going to assign questions. I want you all to keep in mind we have every spirit box out here, 3 cameras, and my voice recorder. If you're asking a question, that answer can go to any other device. If there were only 2 of you here, we would have a spirit box, a camera, a communicator that Marnie has in her pocket, and an EMF meter. Like, it would still be 4 to 5 pieces of that work. So, here's how it's going to go. We'll actually start off with yours and with the Ouija board. So, you're going to be looking for Eliza's initials on there in order, ELP. The reason why is because she's the second wife named Eliza from Charles, back to back. The first wife named Eliza had the the exact same initials. Maiden names both started with the letter L. You're going to be looking for which Eliza are we dealing with. Keep in mind, you might get other answers from what everybody else is asking too. We don't know. So keep that in mind. The word will show up right in the middle. What do you got? Are you kidding me? It does, but I'm going to get to them later. I'm so stoked about the ELP. We haven't had that in months. Like this, again, super excited, everybody. Between your
Because I'm here today. Yeah.
Good job. I gotta get a fist bump on it. Good job, man.
Go, Patrick. Is it Bison?
Little vague. I want more.
Oh, no, that was that 13.
No, that's 13. Did it go away right away?
Yep.
Your emotion will probably give it like a 2 or 3.
Oh,
It's
wow.
not gonna give you a 13. So, I'm good. I'm getting excited, guys. This is awesome. So next set of spirit boxes. So actually, how do I want to do this with the question? Macy, we'll go to yours next. So yours gives us like 1 and 2 syllables at a time. So when we spread out, here's what you're going to focus on. So man, not here. So find out what happened to it. If we get the what, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that occurred. So I'm talking very specific numbers. Your numbers, definitely spit them out. I want to know what the hell they are. That's going to be your major focus. Now, Julie, Jenna. Oh, that works too. Double J's. See? I'll take that one. You two are going to have the same set of questions because that one's still new for me. We're going to focus on her death. Pretty open about talking about it. 4 major questions that you can ask that we often get answers to: age at time of death, how she died, where she's buried, and which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. So, a couple of things. Already kind of looked at it. It is. So, age, how, where, president. Those are the 4 majors. Now, here's a couple of rules for everybody. If you're going to be asking questions, no yes, no questions. We already kind of covered that. Be respectful. And last, do not ask Eliza about her children. I will explain before we leave the space. It is a sore subject. Do not put out this very prominent subject. We will not, all activity will stop, and it's already picking up and ramping up. Sheryl, did you get any numbers from there? Okay. Well, you're going to start, we'll take a 5. Your first thing is going to be your base number. I'll give you that. And give me all the numbers from 5 to 13. So 5, 9, 13. Got to write those down. So yeah, we're going to spread out. Just be mindful of vehicles. Do not go near the cars. If somebody's passing through, just by the way, cameras, it's okay to point them at the ground if somebody's walking by you. We understand the footage of the feet. Okay, so we all get it. We're just trying to be respectful of everybody around here. Yeah, everybody's spread out except Jennifer. You're going to stick with me, so I can show you a little bit more about that thing. I am so excited to show you.
I don't know why, but I've been wanting to stand in this spot.
I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Any apparitions that are not people.
Are you gonna ask the questions?
Huh?
Are you gonna ask the questions? I'll return to you.
You ask, I'll listen.
Okay. So what are our questions? How she died, what age she was, she died. Eliza, how did you die?
It really sounded like it sounded like it said took life, or took my life.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like.
Okay. Eliza, how old were you when you died? What was the next question? What was the other question?
Oh shit.
Sorry, Eliza, no disrespect. That was not towards you.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone forever.
Is that what that said?
Yeah.
Like, full?
No, that said, as soon as I read leave me alone, this said forever. I don't know how loud I'm being. I'm not being really loud.
You're fine. I don't think anybody's going to say anything. So it said, leave me alone. And then yours said, this
Then it
spirit
just said,
box
"Don't
said
stop."
forever. Don't stop. Okay. For confirmation, Eliza, how did you die?
He left.
So that could be like she took her life because he left. I'm gonna, so we don't forget, I'm gonna, I know this is recording, but, so, took my life forever, he left. Those are the three things that you heard from the spirit box, right?
Huh?
Took my life forever, he left. Those are the three things you heard from the spirit box, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounded like it said took life. And it was
Took
two,
life.
It was two separate radio,
Okay.
like two separate radio things.
What was the third question?
How we are gathering energy.
So maybe that's why, because there's so many people out here with different devices, they're trying to gather up all the energy.
My name's Julie.
My name's Cheyenne. It's nice to meet you, Eliza, or any other spirits that we're talking to here.
Eliza, how did you die?
That's it. It closes to our electrical pole and makes sure it's not giving off a higher EMF.
I don't know if that was a bug or an orb. Because something just flew like right at the, like, when I started pointing it towards the sky, something flew in front of the camera and like we got it.
Kind of.
Okay.
These are some of the things that
So she asked, "How did you die?" And in two separate like radio traffics, it said took and then life.
No. Is you guys asked the question and Marnie got the answer.
Okay.
That's how that worked. So
Okay.
I just wanted to find out who was asking. So
Okay.
anything else specific? It's not always going to be direct.
I asked something and I forgot what I said. I was like, it's bouncing around everywhere, and then this one said leave me alone, and then this said forever. Right after I read it out loud.
and then we got he left after
Yeah,
we
he
asked
left.
the second time how she died.
He left is interesting because one of the names of her sons showed up on another person. So
It
immediately,
was like real fast.
yeah, it's very interesting.
I haven't
then
really.
This is the fun part for me, is trying to like put the puzzle pieces together. Because
That's what I like.
It's like again,
Investigate.
the took life is kind of cool. I like it, you know, but there is a suicide nearby. I know it, but I don't discuss with you guys.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not gonna touch it yet until we watch the part.
Yeah. Was his name Jacob?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna say.
I was about to say that.
So I know you're kind of toggling back and forth, and it's great. I think you're gonna be able to send me this.
Yeah.
It's saved on there. I've seen other people use it, and I kind of wanted to see if I knew y'all. I don't have equipment, so I wanted to see if any of it. See, I have used it a few times, and I haven't gotten I've never gotten. Yeah. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing because. Oh, you're fine. No, I'm sorry. I just. Yeah.
You see the little ghost in the top? Yeah. You're gonna go down this way. What do you got now?
32.9.
I gotta get over to talk to Sheryl. I'm curious about that, so yes, I'm gonna want that list if you can like email it to me somewhere tonight.
Yeah.
Especially that 1947. Like that's
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, that 1940s, that was weird. Because I saw it pop up,
Yeah.
too. I'm trying to walk around and get, like, a different... Do you want to walk with me?
Huh? Not really. I'm
Alright. Alright guys, let's regroup. We got a lot.
It was like Charlie.
Like a Charlie. There you go. You're on record. This guy's a smart.
Like it said, like, obviously.
Yeah, this guy's a smart. So this particular location, just so you know, I was actually telling Patrick on the way in here, like, oh, we have the whole place to ourselves except for one little group down there. Normally this place is packed. So you locals, have you ever been down here before? Mm-hmm. All right, so this is Philadelphia Alley. Every ghost tour comes down here. I was actually going to take this out of my route, but this guy follows me around. So I start with his origin story. He will forever live in my route because he always follows me. So here's how this goes. What you got now? What's the question?
The ghost is being sexual.
It's okay. What do we got?
Well, now they're saying relax, lean, be, I have become, groaning.
Oh,
Just saying. I think there was
nice.
things going on here. Yes.
Woohoo!
You're so lucky.
I'm just saying. Relax,
So,
lean, tip, groaning.
Oh, I thought it was leaving.
what kind of prostitution is going on down here? Leave a tip?
Whatever it was, it cost $888.
Expensive back in 1700s. She must have been pretty good. Or he, for that matter.
Platinum.
It's platinum. Guys are killing me tonight. I brought dollars. $888? Sure. Yeah, $8.
I can't tell for sure, but it sounded like it said alley.
Again, here's the one that's not recording either. Okay, I'll write it down for sure. Let's get through the history here, and then I'll tell you what is going on. If you want to continue listening in on your spirit boxes, by all means do so. I know it's hard to do when you're, as fast as I taught, but that's why we record everything. If you guys ignore me, I'm okay with it. Just keep yours on mute because I want to get through the history. It gets really warm down here, so I will breeze through this. Even though it's 75 degrees down here, it's probably, what is the temperature down here, ambient?
So 79.1.
Yeah.
80 something.
Yep. So it's about right.
84.
It gets real humid down here. This used to be called Dueler's Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So that's why every ghost story comes down here. They all tell the same damn story. I'm going to tell you that story, but I'm going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. You're not on a cheesy campfire and marshmallow kind of ghost story. Let's get into it. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. So where's my Ouija board? You're going to be looking for the initials RI for Rhode Island in that order. So the doctor's name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you listening in on Spirit Boxes, if the word Brown shows up from Brown-Eyed Girl, it's not coincidence. We get it all the time. It's part of his name. Moving on. Get it as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
He moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Now, Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash flow. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money. The attorney tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. He's going to take your cash. So the doctor moves down here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. He's going to start his medical practice down here. On his way into town, he had a coachman, and the coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It wasn't a very good start to his stay here in Charleston. And it's also like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. We're going to put things in perspective. A lot of younger folks in this business. You don't know how the coachman is all the time. So, with that, somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen because he knew the coachman. And the somebody walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. Do those initials sound familiar to you at all? Yeah, that's exactly why we do this. I bought that device that Jennifer is using because we were getting the letters RI all the time on a regular spirit box that I was catching back at the office. So I bought that device to get it very specific, and we've had it, or to say about half a dozen times since I bought it, only with Ralph's name though. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them. You'll be safe and good to go. Well, Doc took him up on that offer, and they became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. Proving his point, he's not after Amanda's money. He's getting his own. She gets wind of this up in Rhode Island. She's moving down so they can be married, and Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is why I hate the story. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. So, it's going to be another tour coming out of that wall, just so you guys know it's not ghost like walking through ivy. He'll come all the way through, so we'll just wait to see it.
Hello, boys.
How's it going, man? Good.
Start looking out. What do you think, guys? Circle up so I don't have to shout for that group.
Alright, so, where was I? Oh, the Whistling Doctor thing. He's going to tell the same damn story. So why are we in Dueler's Alley? Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor gets better seats. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He makes more money. So they go see Richard III one night, and on their way home, they're talking about the actress that they just saw. Doc thought she was great. Ralph did not. Got another group coming through, so we'll actually all push forward this way.
Hi guys.
We're doing story time.
I love story time.
What you got? You guys okay?
Oh, while you're sitting over there, I started in my head. I started singing Electric Avenue, and the radio literally started playing Electric Avenue. That is kind of weird. Right. I listen to it in my car all the time. She does. She just got back from the Bahamas and wasn't feeling good.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. So now who's double fisted? You gonna take it over? I can put it back in the bag if you guys are good with that.
But is she recording?
She is right now. Okay. So, yeah, don't phone me. You're fired, Mark. You're fired. Where were we? We lost track like 3 times.
He was
down
whistling, got a
Oh,
better
yeah.
seat.
Talking about the girl.
Yeah, so they're arguing about this actress that they just saw, and Doc thought she was great, Ralph didn't, and then when they separated, Ralph went to go see his friends at the newspaper and placed an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. Kind of like, you're a disgrace to society, man. And Doc saw the ad, but rebutted with, let's go to Jeweler's Alley. We're going to settle this shit. Somebody's going to die. Keep in mind that this whole argument started over an actress. I like to point out how dumb shit was back in the 1700s. Anyway, the two gents came down back to back, take 10 paces away from each other. They turned, and Doc pointed his gun in the air and shot his one bullet. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage and bravery to show up. What do you have?
Said look above.
But I don't know what
I'm
she
a
said.
musical fan, and I don't know any of the stories, but I was singing the Hamilton's part where he points his gun to the sky right before he said that, so it was just very weird.
Ralph still has his one bullet, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up and took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later on November 2nd of 1786. I'm going to point out two things about that last statement. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. He is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed because he died. Every ghost tour is telling their guests to listen for those whistles. We have 3 cameras running, my voice recorder. In the event we're going to capture a disembodied whistle, it's going to show up on one of those recordings. However, the spirit boxes that are recording, when I'm going through your spot check, I'm listening to it at 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. You see the intervals. I'm not looking for anything. Whatever happens in that 1 minute, if anything at all, it goes in your notes. However, I can't tell you how many times the whistling part of the song shows up and then the word doctor immediately after from a commercial. It happens all the time. So just take that for what it's worth. If you're going to try this on your own and walk all the way through this alley without with the voice recorders from your phone, looking for those whistles, just remember that every local knows the damn story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. Something we do here. Let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. That's the fun part. The alley didn't always come all the way through to where we came in. There used to be a wall halfway between where we're standing and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this was called Cow Alley. This is where they kept all the livestock for the city of Charleston. So cows, goats, and chickens were down here. Now, why am I telling you this? It's because they started down there and started building it slowly towards us. That means those bricks are older than the ones we're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there and fingerprint swipes in others. Yeah, wait for this switch to pass and I'll finish this part up. And she got that. Coming all the way through?
Yep, coming all the way through.
All right. Oh, you're good, you're good. Anything with branches and leaves is not your friend, remember. All leaves are in front of another leaf. It's always going to put a hangman in the tree.
It's gonna look like someone's.
Like the old game Hangman, like we used to play on pen and paper.
But is it gonna light up?
Oh yeah, it'll be a purple stick man
Oh,
hanging
okay.
from the tree.
Even on the phone.
Yep, always does it.
What was the doctor's name again?
Joseph Brown Ladd. So, back to our sun-dried bricks down there. I used to take my folks down there for a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. You guys already know how I feel about cemeteries. That kid is not staring at that brick in the afterlife.
Right.
So I would give the history lesson and then go show them the brick. On November 26th of 2020, my entire group stopped at that brick around a giant circle and waited for something to happen with the gear I handed them that night. I know nothing's going to happen, and I'm trying to shoo them along because we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I didn't realize that we were out of bounds for tours at time of night. I was still new at this. So, the new owner of that mansion came out screaming his head off at me. My daughter was on the tour that night. She's about 14 years old at the time. Thought it was hysterical. Her dad's getting yelled at. Of course it's funny. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, especially Thanksgiving, because I used to work in upper management for Walmart. You guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving? You scarred me for life? I don't do Thanksgiving anymore. The next day was November 28th. I called my partner that brought me into tourism, and I told him what happened so I could figure out what to do next. Again, new guy. And he laughed just like my daughter did, and he said, dude, it's residential, and it's off limits. You're only allowed to go down halfway. Reroute your group tonight. Well, it's Black Friday, and I'm sold out again. I don't have history and stories this way because I've never had anything happen over there. I told my group I've never had anything happen, and I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally tell you a pirate story next, but I've been kicked out of there too. We'll talk about that later. But before we left the space, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I did not tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny, who happens to have a lot of lovers, which is where your sexy terms may have come from on your spirit box. So, before we went around the corner, and then I told them what I did know about pirates. Again, not my thing, so I was like, all right, guys, let's talk about pirates. And then somebody else read the number 300. I didn't know what that meant. We were there on November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720, the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. I'm seeing the look of shock and amazement on your faces. I was pissed off. Let me explain. I have a master's degree in creative writing. All of my other bachelor degrees are all in writing and English of some sort. I like facts and data. Pirate stories come from pirate lore. Pirate lore was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy, the days of Blackbeard. Whenever you guys found something like 300, I had to read a shit ton of books to verify what the hell was going on with one piece of evidence. Now the problem now is I've been 4 years of researching documentaries, books, video games, you name it, about pirates, and I've researched it all and collaborated what were the most common themes. Now I can't even tell the story because we've been kicked out of that space. So what's going to happen now is we're going to go up and around the corner, and we are going to take this camera and we're going to be looking for an apparition. I'm going to tell you the history of the apparition first, and we're going to be sitting on a nice little bench, and you guys are still going to continue to listen to your spirit boxes if you'd like, but we're going to get all 3 cameras going up this graveyard to see if we can capture this apparition. In the event that there are too many tours in that area, because it's normally their finale, I had to come up with something quick. Now I have another story that we can kind of test out if the event we can't get over there. So we have gotten EMF readings over there. So Patrick and Sheryl, with yours, we've seen 9s and 12s over the past few months, like very sporadic. So just kind of keep that in mind when we get up around that corner, even though we will be on a sidewalk. Have we heard or seen anything else while I'm sweating to death over here, or can we scram? What else do we have going on with the devices?
I thought I heard a whistle, but I can't tell if it's just.
Because you heard the whistling part? You think
Yeah,
you were influenced?
yeah.
Okay.
I heard the number 28.
28. Okay.
The number 6.
That could be a date. June 29th.
What?
It just said first responders and then laughed.
That's weird. I don't like that.
Yeah, we're first responders, just so you guys
It
know.
said first responders and it was like, haha.
I don't like that.
That's okay, we're gonna scram.
Like
That's all that's up there.
Okay.
I've got like super like hotter than I was before. Like when after you said that. So
That was funny.
that was weird, but kind of cool
like,
at the same time.
Well, I actually saw that there were people outlines as I was just walking.
Oh.
I was gonna
I want to see your witness.
I'm trying to find a not tree area.
I didn't know it.
Oh,
Right here.
I do like the Michael Builder thing for some reason. Oh, we got Rose. Rose, we're still near Philadelphia Alley, the house that cameras, we got them all up against the fence. Chris, you got your camera running on there? Yep. When we find something, it's exciting. That's why I said we use it new. You were sneaking.
No, I heard
Cracking me up tonight, you know that, right? I love it. She was so hesitant to take anything from me. Now she's like playing World Games. Julie, you got anything?
Not off of this. The thing said nurse.
Nurse. Any numbers?
I swear to God, I just saw something that looked like there was like a person walking between the trees right there. Like in the back. I can't really tell. Look at this. Come. You see that? Yeah. Hey.
It looks like it's moving, but I can't tell if that's a grave.
I'm trying to zoom
Can
in.
you zoom in?
Yeah.
That's a sarcophagus.
Hi,
What is that?
That's a sarcophagus back there. That's John Calhoun.
Oh,
Exactly what you're looking at.
nice.
Okay.
It's great above ground, just like this right here. It's just much bigger.
Oh, okay.
Because he was a vice president, so he gets a big.
It looked like it was moving there for a second.
It
That's
may
why.
just be your hand shaking.
Probably. No, but it looks like it's walking.
Yeah, but I was just wondering if there was something.
Hold my post so it has the crystals in it.
Stacy, stop talking.
I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move down here.
Like, if you. Not this, not the triangle, but the one behind it, and you can't see. That hard, but still it's 70 something today. That's really on there. And that one over there. The two bangers. Well, with them sitting absorbing all the heat.
Oh, the heat.
In the day. But it's still, how long ago did it go down, you know? I mean, granted, they're 70 something now, 76. Any words? Nothing? Anything else crazy?
I'm getting like the same. I'm just kind of confused because I was over there in a completely different spot and I was getting the same exact thing.
Well, it's all recording, right?
Yeah.
Anything else going on, Cheyenne?
Well, I moved down there and I don't know if it looked like the exact same image that I was seeing. Like, I know you said it was like the thing, but I moved way down there, like where Sheryl's at. Like a little in front of where Sheryl's at.
Let's get you a new light.
Maybe, probably.
Give you another minute with a new light.
It sounded like it said that
Sorry,
was
I normally
me.
swap that out with the battery.
Alright,
Can you just hold real quick?
Yeah.
What's going on? Turn that one off so it doesn't burn up my pocket because they get super duper hot. You put the right one on there, right? There are 4 blue dots back there.
Yes. Oh, I did not like that.
What's that?
It literally sounded like somebody was screaming. I had a scream earlier. I had a scream earlier.
It's actually research for a buddy of mine that's researching UV light with ghosts.
Yeah,
He says it hurts him.
that was like that gave me cold chills. And then I got it when I was saying it, and I was like, ooh.
Any other madness coming out of yours?
Let's see, like it's the same.
I heard leave.
There's screaming and leave.
Right, you know, you're
Like
in trouble.
Yeah,
It
right
gave
that way.
me like
Full on.
cold chills.
Any words I need to know? What was that for drawing?
I'm coming, I heard.
Thank you very much.
We're coming back here tomorrow because I want to try to debunk it.
So, by the way, you guys were asking.
Did you hear that?
What?
Most of your devices have a QR code on them. So that is my business card. Tap the scan. So all of my info on my phone, all my social media stuff, website, phone number, email address, it's all on there. Not to mention the link you're going to need for the morning is also in this QR code. So it says your investigation report at the very, very bottom. So that's how you're going to get to it. This way you're not getting text from me at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you have trouble with it in the morning, you can text me and I'll help you through it or just send you the rest of it. So that's how you're going to do it. We are going to be walking up about 2.5 blocks. I can't do
So now,
short way for this neighborhood.
I got to zoom in as I can get it.
That part. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Right there in the center?
Yeah.
Struggling to get there. How you feeling, by the way? Okay. I know it's getting a little humid out here, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think that's the light shining through the tree.
All I got was a bunch of negative things. Like
Yeah, that's what that
I
is.
don't know. Why would it be that shape though?
You did get a 3.1 up here.
I got really nothing.
Yeah, I assume we're all the way down there by the pirate house. Yeah. That house right here on the corner.
Oh.
Pirate house. So, yeah, I got caught going in there back here too. Again, I got kicked out of all kinds of places. I know. I know, right? All right. Let's go blindfold some people. You guys ready to do that? Yeah. Yep, that's going to be you.
I'm coming. Wait. Okay, for real.
Should break here. Got that at the base. That's good. This is the tree for gay people.
Disabled lady, wearing braces, very much. Now gone, because Chris is using it. So
Got it.
They're going to want to hear this story later on.
Okay.
So kind of keep that in mind.
Got it.
He is not going to be joining us, so let me show you how this is going to go. We're all going to have our little jobs over there. If you put the word list, you still have a word list generator? I do. All right, perfect. So in the event that Jenna and Julie are not giving me the answers directly, they might come to either one of those two devices. So if you get a word that pops up out of it, especially if it's a direct answer, just let me know what that word is. Especially with yours, because again, if it spells anything, I want to know anyway. EMFs, we've already gotten a few little spikes, which is super great. I will be honest, we are switching benches tonight because over here for the past 3-4 weeks, it's been a pretty light session. So I decided, let's flip it over here and see who actually if he wants to bounce around a little bit. Chris is doing little crazy tests for me over there, so I got him all Mr. Scientific, Bill Nye kind of stuff. But here's how this story goes. This was the new story for last year. Actually, we got the recording on here. Okay. When we get over there, you can record that if you want. But I only had 2 people. It was cold, November. Everybody cancels when it gets cold. So I always look for new stories right after Halloween. You guys get the point. Halloween's my big time of year. So the 2 people I had in here, they had a spirit box and kind of the simple tools that we're using tonight. And I told the young lady with the spirit box, just tell me whatever you hear, because I don't even know why the ghost tours come in here. We're going to figure this out together. She hears the year 1828 and the name Henry. I'm using the word generator. It gives me the name Tim. This bust behind me is Henry Timrod. He was born in 1828. It was a hot damn, there's my ghost. So, easy enough for me because I didn't know who he was. So here's his very quick story. Oh, by the way, when we get over there, Jenna and Julie cannot hear me. So I will need loved ones to be able to tap them if they're too loud. We have neighbors, so try not to piss them off. They're not going to be able to hear anything. When we're done, I will cue you in to come tap them on the leg. That way they know to take off their own gear. I don't touch the people on the bench. I hope you guys appreciate it. Moving on to Henry. Henry's a writer. He's sick for most of his life. Being born in 1828, he can go fight in the Civil War for the Confederacy. He goes out to the battlefield, and his comrades realized he was too sick to fight. They sent his ass home, knowing he was a writer, and told him to go be the voice of the war. They wanted him to write about what was happening on the battlefield. He did exactly that, only in poetic form. He becomes a pretty famous poet. Actually, he became a laureate. It's a pretty big title in the writing world, in case you're not familiar. doing pretty well. He's publishing a lot. And he has a son by his wife, Katie. The son's name is Willie, and he's born on Christmas Eve, but he did die 9 months later. Very sad story. He's mourning, not writing as much, and he has a writer friend. His name is Paul Hamilton Hayne, another writer that offers him his cottage in Columbia. He says, go get back on track, dude. Go, get your life back together. Leave Katie behind to mourn with her parents. He goes out to Columbia, and that's where he wrote his last words. His last words were, beholder of brief mortality, which modern-day English translates to, dear person with a short life. And then he coughed, and it landed on the page in a bloodstain. He had tuberculosis. He died right there, age 38, pen in hand. Perfect way for a writer to go, but there's more. Every year, on Halloween only, the Charleston Library Society has his entire collection, and they display this page. We call it the Blood Book. And the reason why they display it is because it is in the silhouette of a man writing at his desk. Exactly, the bloodstain. So, when we get over there, that's the reason why we're here. They actually do teach Tim Rod's work right next to Poe and Dickinson because of the importance of his work showing off what was happening on the battlefield. But I'm going to show you this page because the internet is beautiful. We don't have to be members to be able to go see it on Halloween only. And then we're going to go talk to Jen and Julia as if they are the ghosts. Here is your blood book. See how it's definitely, and this thing tells the whole story for me as a writer. So you got beholder of brief mortality, cough, cough, death, and now we have this beautiful blood stain that will forever be shown at the Charleston Library Society.
That's crazy.
Now, Henry is pretty reluctant to come out and speak. Dr. Ladd, I will also tell all of you here and not remind them, his house that he lived in at 59 Church Street, which, by the way, we did get the word rose on the word list when we were near the alley. His house is right around the corner. He loves to interrupt his session and try to show off a little bit. So you guys already know he's a little bit of a smartass. His code word is purple. I gave him that code word because it is not something you would commonly hear on the radio. That's the reason why, if it shows up, I'm excited. It showed up twice at the Pinckney Mansion site last night, along with the word doctor and rose from different devices. So take that for what it's worth. We ready to go talk to a ghost? Sure. All right, let's do it. Give them a few seconds. Who the hell's Kevin?
That's one of my dead fish's names. I had a dead fish named Kevin.
That fish named Kevin?
That was the first fish. That's the first animal we ever brought together.
Let me see. Nope, it does not go all the way around your head.
Just not.
Let me show you so you can actually see. Okay, so when you open it up, it's going to come out pretty flat. Starting out this way, so it's a full circle. And then the thin part has a perforated section. Now you have ear holes. Batman. Okay. Before we do anything, I need to turn that on. But you two need to know a few things. So go ahead and try to figure that out. You guys are going to be hearing things. Except for that's what you need. You're going to be using that. Yeah, that's what you're using. That's why you've been chosen. Your spirit box has your You're going to be putting them on and keeping them loud enough where you can't hear me. When you hear something, say it immediately. Do not forget to talk. Some people get in there and think they have to remember what they've heard for 10 minutes. That's not the case. You hear it, say it. Hear it, say it. Because I'm going to be asking questions to our ghost. You don't know what I'm looking for. Even if you hear yes, no answers, it's okay to say yes or no if you hear it. You don't know what I'm asking. That's the beauty of this. So we'll do this for 10 minutes. In the event, because you're not going to be able to hear anything besides the static in your ears, if you're too loud, a family member or whoever you came with will tap you on the shoulder. It would not be me, just so you know. I don't touch you guys. When we're done, you're still not going to be able to hear me. They will tap you on the leg. A real quick tap. Take off all your gear. We'll talk about it, but stay seated, all three of you. It can be disorienting to be in there and not, this is bright when you come out. I know it's nighttime, but it'll be bright. So just stay seated. We'll talk about it for a few minutes, and we'll wrap up our night. As far as what yours is doing, you're going to be seeing images. Have you ever done virtual reality before?
Soldiers, battle, splits. Guns, swords.
Henry?
Oh, your
I don't
watch.
watch.
Your watch was going off.
Huh?
Your watch was going
Let
off. It was
go.
playing Lover.
Oh.
You're
I
a
don't
little
know
loud.
why.
Oh. But did you see a battle?
Yep, they're still there.
Here, let me have your watch. Let me put it in my pocket.
And then everybody's kind of up
Hold
about it.
on.
Henry, what's this war battle that we're looking at? Can you tell us what happened?
Match.
What kind of match was it? We got the word Gettysburg here yesterday. Did you happen to go to Gettysburg?
Call you.
Henry,
28.9.
still on it. Is it on hold?
Oh, yeah.
You see the word hold on there anywhere?
No.
Henry?
Victoria.
Yeah. I gotta write that number. That's not
Days.
Henry. What is happening on this
Hard
day?
enough for
For what? They went under about 11:21.
heart.
Henry, I'm looking for images. I know we don't always get the best answers from you when it's all females. But if you could show us what you did
Back
for a
in the
living,
USA.
tell us what you did for a living through images. You can flip off. This is Macy. You can see whatever you want us to see.
Solution.
Any numbers at all? You got phone number. Nothing now? Henry. I'm looking for a lot of images tonight. We didn't miss any last night. Zero. If you want to talk about the war, we can talk about the war. You just got to tell me.
News.
Is that where you were publishing your poetry? The newspaper?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell us what you wrote about other than the war?
Download.
What else did you write about besides the war?
Whip. Off-road.
Henry.
I'll
24.
try.
Henry, did you want to talk about your son who was born on Christmas Eve? 24. You want to give us his name or something to show us, Henry?
It comes from
Where? Girl, I feel you. It is hot as hell out here. I'm sweating to death. Henry, what's the sound we're hearing? What kind of animal is that?
lawyers screaming.
Can you tell us what kind of animal we're hearing? I'm looking for more verification that you're here.
Engineered.
A little too coincidental. About the news.
The sound.
Which sound?
Brand.
I think she did good at this. This is not wrong. Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's good.
Yeah, might be better over here. Okay. Natural, by the way. Natural like 1.1.
Notes. The right. Fire.
Getting a little loud.
Nothing.
You're loud.
A
You're
little
just loud.
Keep going.
You're
Keep going.
good.
You're just a little loud.
I know, but like,
Okay.
Your back
yeah, it felt like somebody
Okay.
did this
scratched
down my
you.
back. I thought it was you at first. A little.
There's a door right there.
I don't know if I have a hair there or if it was like.
looks like I can't tell.
Hallway.
Sorry.
Plus, also this.
It does look like there's like a scratch.
Yeah, it's like a scratch and a hair right there.
Yeah, there is a
That's
hair.
probably what I'm feeling then. Have
Where did
some,
it feel? Where did you feel it at?
like right here.
You see that little red, like right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you got a little scratch there. I don't know if that's been there though.
All I know is this got faster. Like,
Got faster.
yeah, energy.
Henry, we're running out of time. It's been about 7 minutes so far. We've got about 3 minutes. I've asked you quite a few questions about what you wrote about.
It kind of looks like the hole, and it
sorry.
Fire. And it doesn't have a left hand and a right hand. It doesn't skin. It's just like resting on the stomach. Like this.
And we're gonna wrap this up because it's a busy Saturday. We're getting a lot
Outside with me.
So without me outside. And we gotta make up the light. Henry, is Dr. Lackland here with you tonight? Tell us his code word if he is here.
Baby.
He's at 24 at baby.
Sleep. I'm hearing screaming. Wrong way.
Henry, we're gonna wrap this up. So you're comfortable. Can you tell us good night?
Say yes.
Can you tell us good night?
I don't want to talk.
Do you want us to leave? Tell us to go home.
Please.
Tap them on the leg. Let's get them tapped out. Macy, let's take a look at your images.
We're done. I'm good.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah. It was
Very
weird. A lot of weird stuff.
weird.
I kept hearing like nails on a chalkboard.
I kept on hearing like squeak.
I'm going to stop both of you for just a second. Your device, because it's recording, we want to stop it so that way we know that the last 10 minutes came from this. Next to your volume is a button. I want you to turn it in the opposite direction. Just click it in the opposite way. Yes? There you go. Now that we know. So I know you guys were looking at her back. Was there like a scratch or something?
Yeah, like she said she felt like she got.
I don't know if somebody was like standing directly like
No.
on top
I
of me,
felt something on
No.
my side,
but it
We
felt
were
like somebody
all
was,
like.
I could feel breathing.
We were all like away from you. You wouldn't have been able to feel any of us breathe on you.
I just turned your phone off.
Yeah, she.
I could. Well, even with that, the weird thing, if it was playing Lover, that was one of the. It was playing the music for it, and I thought it was just this.
I guess first question first, Chris. Anything weird? Just a steady hum.
There was a little bit of spikes over there, but it's in the same spot.
Okay.
So every time I moved, it stayed in other ways.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys the images that Macy saw. So these are going to start to make sense for some of you. Remember, what war we talked about? We were discussing the Civil War over there. So that's image number one. So I'm pretty pleased with this. However, I'm hoping that you just missed that. You said that you thought this was like pretty sad.
Yeah.
And then you said something along the lines of like it felt empty or
Nothing.
Yeah.
I kept on saying nothing.
That's around the same time. Remember the tablets that were when you died.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
yeah.
I kept on saying nothing.
Usually these images are pretty spot on. There are some nights where we don't get any, and there's other nights where we just get silly stuff that just looks like paintings of clowns and bullshit. Yeah. Wow.
So you didn't know what she was seeing until now.
And no, right. Like these are all completely original.
New to you.
That's why I have them describe them as things are happening with the people talking. Pretty bloody.
Wait, is that?
I said it
I
looks
don't
like the
know.
Hulk with the
But
skin
you also
pan.
said that the left hand was missing and that the right hand was skin. I don't find this completely relevant. I'll put that out there. But we were talking about something called the blood book. So we do have, yeah, it can be disturbing. Not exactly, rated
I
G.
mean, it kind of looks like decapitated, but could be him leaning forward.
Yeah, like the.
And again, I'll run these through
I
Google
get,
Lens
like,
to see what happens.
Civil War surgery.
Amputations,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So those were the 3 images. So again, I'm thankful that we had that many because last night we had 0. And what's fun about this, guys, is you'll be able to go back because I do keep your data on the website for a year. You can go back and look at any date you want. I don't hide anything. You want to go see, and I list at the top of each month like what the highest scores were. So that way, in case we had a light night, you can go back and see what a good night looks like. This is about an average night. I'm actually really excited because it's going to probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, be the best night I've had so far this month. And it's the 20th, like or 21st, whatever the hell the date is. But yeah, we're pretty late in the month. So this is the first night where we've actually had a pretty decent spike of things. So I'm actually pretty excited about this. I think you guys have learned a lot about the different devices and the gear and whatnot. Do you know how to turn off that voice recorder?
I couldn't even tell if it was on.
Oh, yeah, it's on.
I was like, can we not touch me anymore, please?
Oh, I didn't realize the cord was touching her.
It's fine.
My bad.
She just had a little traumatic
Well,
experience.
it literally felt like somebody
I got all
was.
my
Do you
readings.
remember when I had did my pendulum?
Yes.
And it felt like someone's hand was on top of
moving
mine.
your hand.
It felt like somebody's hand was on my shoulder, leaning down, like the breath you feel when someone whispers in your ear. That's why I kept.
Did you feel like a poke like that?
Yeah, like
That's
my back started burning.
That's right where it looked like there was a
Like it
spot.
was warm.
Yeah.
Like your body was
I
like,
felt something was on me, and that's why you were like touching me.
No, I wasn't touching you at all. And I don't think, can you feel her fanning?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Because she was kind of behind you, but she wasn't
This guy-
close. She was like where she's at
That's
now.
air it out. Like that's above. That's the air.
Oh, then I got that.
You okay?
Great. Go get some whiskey.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
I got
That was so weird. This did a weird thing where, like, or while we were walking everywhere, it was mostly songs coming through.
Okay.
But then when I had the headphones on, it was like majority just plain white noise.
See,
Like,
mine
the
was that's how mine was.
How did the 2 of you feel, by the way? You guys okay to get up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys get up. So Sheryl can sit down for a minute. I'm gonna put my bag up here and start collecting your gear.